Everything you've ever feared, desired, or doubted comes from one false assumption: that you are separate, separate from each other, separate from nature, separate from God. This lie, the illusion of separation, is the foundation of human suffering. It is the root of division, war, loneliness, greed, and even death as we perceive it. And yet, this illusion is not real. It only appears real to the mind that has forgotten the truth. Because in reality, there is no separation. There never has been. And today, we're going to prove it. Subscribe to the true God. Here, we speak from enlightenment, not opinion. We reveal what the world has missed for centuries. This is not about what humans believe about God. This is about the God who exists, with or without belief. Separation is an illusion. Oneness is the truth. Humanity has built its entire identity on a lie. That lie is separation. We've been taught that you are you and I am me, that we are separate bodies, separate minds, separate beings, all somehow disconnected from one another, from nature, and from the source of existence itself. This belief is so deeply programmed into us that we don't even question it. But look closer. This belief in separation is not based on reality. It's based on perception. And perception can lie. You see waves on the surface of the ocean. They appear separate, but are they? Are they truly individual? Or are they all simply expressions of the same water? Just like that, what we call you and me are not two. We are one. One reality, appearing as many forms. One consciousness, wearing different faces. One God, knowing itself through every point of view. Oneness is not a poetic metaphor. It's not a spiritual ideal. It is the fundamental truth of existence. Why separation feels real, and why it's not. So why does separation feel so real? The answer is simple: your senses lie. Your eyes report a world of distance and division. Your ears pick up sounds that seem to come from outside. Your skin feels a boundary where your body ends and the world begins. But none of this proves separation. It only proves that the human nervous system filters and fragments the whole, carving up reality into bite-sized illusions that the mind can process. It's like taking a movie and cutting it into still frames. The motion never disappeared, but your tool for viewing it is limited. This is what the human mind does with God. It cuts up the infinite and pretends it's finite. It breaks up the whole and calls the pieces individuals. But the truth has never changed. You are not a fragment of reality. You are reality. Not a soul in a body, but the one expressing itself as this body. Let's go deeper. Your thoughts feel private. Your emotions feel personal. Your body feels like it's yours. But all of these are events, not identities. You don't own thoughts. They arise. You don't create emotions. They happen. Even your body is not truly yours. It is a temporary appearance, just like a cloud in the sky. None of it is separate from the totality. You do not have life. You are life. You do not believe in God. You are made of God. And when this is seen clearly, the illusion begins to dissolve. The one behind all things. Here is the truth. There is only one. One presence, expressing itself as everything. One awareness, shining through every mind. One being, playing every role, living every life, experiencing every moment. You are not separate from this. You are not an observer of God. You are God observing through this temporary form. The same life force that animates you is animating everything. There is no you and the universe. No soul and God. No self and other. There is only this. A seamless, indivisible, ever-present field of being, aware of itself, through itself as everything. That is what you are. Not your name. Not your body. Not your story. You are the one. The illusion of separation is like a dream that humanity has been trapped in for thousands of years. But the moment you begin to awaken, you see that the prison was never locked. The walls were never real. And freedom was always here. What happens when you know this? Once you see through the illusion of separation, everything changes. You no longer seek validation because there's no other to impress. You no longer chase fulfillment because you are the fullness already. You no longer fear death because nothing real can be lost. You stop judging others because you recognize yourself in every face. You stop clinging because there is nothing to hold on to when everything is one. And most of all, you stop searching for God because you realize that God is not something defined. God is what you are made of. You are not separate. You were never separate, and you will never be separate. Separation is an illusion. Oneness is the truth. And now you know. Subscribe to the true God. Here, we speak from direct knowledge, not theory, not religion, not belief. We don't teach about God. We speak as the God behind all things. And what we share will break illusions the world has protected for centuries. It's time to remember, not what you were taught, but what you are.